In the heart of the frozen wilderness, a lone grizzly bear emerges from his den, driven by an insatiable hunger that gnaws at his very core. His powerful nose twitches, catching the faintest whiff of a tantalizing scent carried on the icy wind. With each passing moment, the bear's instincts sharpen, guiding him towards a potential feast that lies hidden beneath the unforgiving landscape. As the grizzly lumbers across the snow-covered terrain, his massive paws leaving deep imprints in the pristine white blanket, he remains oblivious to the watchful eyes that follow his every move. Scavengers, ever present in this harsh environment, have caught wind of the same prize that has captured the bear's attention. Ravens circle overhead, their dark silhouettes stark against the pale winter sky, while a pack of wolves lurks in the shadows of nearby trees, waiting for their opportunity to strike. The bear's journey is fraught with challenges. The biting cold seeps through his thick fur, threatening to slow his progress and sap his strength. Yet, driven by an primal urge to survive, he presses on, his powerful muscles working tirelessly against the elements. With each step, the scent grows stronger, fueling his determination and quickening his pace. Finally, after what seems like an eternity of trudging through the unforgiving wilderness, the grizzly reaches his destination. Before him lies a frozen lake, its surface a mirror of ice that reflects the pale light of the winter sun. But it's what lies beneath that has drawn him here. A treasure trove of sustenance that could mean the difference between life and death in this unforgiving season. Without hesitation, the bear begins to claw at the ice, his massive paws striking with surprising precision. The sound of cracking ice echoes across the desolate landscape, a beacon to the scavengers that have been trailing him. As the bear's efforts intensify, so too does the urgency of those who would steal his prize. The ravens, emboldened by the promise of an easy meal, swoop down from their lofty perches, their harsh cries a cacophony of hunger and anticipation. They land at the edges of the growing hole in the ice, hopping from foot to foot as they wait for their chance to dart in and snatch a morsel. Meanwhile, the wolf pack emerges from the tree line, their lean bodies a testament to the harsh realities of winter survival. Led by a battle-scarred alpha, they approach the scene with calculated caution, their yellow eyes fixed on the bear and the promise of food that lies just out of reach. As the grizzly's claws finally break through the last layer of ice, revealing the bounty below, a tense standoff ensues. The bear, now fully aware of the threats that surround him, lets out a thunderous roar that echoes across the frozen landscape. It's a warning to all who would challenge his claim, a declaration of his dominance over this hard-won feast. The wolves, undeterred by the bear's display of aggression, begin to circle, looking for any weakness they can exploit. Their strategy is one of patience and persistence, knowing that even the mightiest of predators can falter in the face of exhaustion and cold. As the bear begins to feast on his prize, a school of fish trapped in the icy waters, the scavengers make their moves. The ravens dart in, quick as lightning, snatching small fish from the edges of the hole before retreating to a safe distance. Their boldness grows with each successful theft, emboldening them to take greater risks in their pursuit of sustenance. The wolves, too, seize their opportunities. When the bear turns to fend off the increasingly brazen ravens, the pack's youngest and most agile member dashes forward, grabbing a fish in its jaws before leaping back to the safety of its pack. This dance of theft and defense continues, a delicate balance between predator and scavenger, with the stakes growing higher with each passing moment. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ice, the bear finds himself facing a critical decision. The cold, which has been a constant presence throughout this ordeal, now threatens to overwhelm him. His movements, once powerful and decisive, have become sluggish and uncoordinated. The scavengers, sensing his weakening resolve, press their advantage. In a final, desperate attempt to secure his meal, the grizzly gathers what remains of his strength. With a roar that seems to shake the very foundations of the earth, he charges at the encroaching wolves, scattering them momentarily. But this display of power comes at a cost, draining what little energy he has left. As darkness falls, the outcome of this primal struggle remains uncertain. The bear, despite his size and strength, finds himself outnumbered and outmaneuvered. The scavengers, emboldened by the cover of night, grow ever more daring in their attempts to claim the frozen prize. In the end, survival in this unforgiving wilderness comes down to a delicate balance of strength, strategy, and sheer determination. As the long night stretches before them, only time will tell who will emerge victorious in this battle for survival. Will the grizzly's raw power and tenacity be enough to fend off the relentless onslaught of scavengers, or will the combined efforts of the wolves and ravens prove too much for even this mighty predator to overcome? As the first light of dawn breaks over the frozen landscape, it illuminates a scene of hard-won victory and bitter defeat. The grizzly, battered but unbowed, stands guard over what remains of his prize. Around him, the scavengers retreat, their hunger only partially sated, but their respect for the bear's resilience grudgingly earned. This frozen feast, locked beneath the ice and fought for with such ferocity, serves as a stark reminder of the brutal realities of life in the wilderness. In a world where every meal could be the difference between life and death, the line between predator and prey, victor and vanquished, is often as thin and fragile as the ice that separates survival from starvation. As the new day dawns, the grizzly bear lumbers back towards his den, his belly full, but his body weary from the night's exertions. The scavengers, ever opportunistic, begin their search anew, knowing that in this unforgiving land, another chance at survival is always just over the horizon. And so the cycle continues, a testament to the enduring spirit of all who call this frozen wilderness home.